Hey everyone, I'm Ehsan Bahrami. Welcome to this video. In this session, we're going to dive into variables and everything related to them. We'll see how to define them, the rules for naming them, how to store values inside them, how to retrieve those values, what a scope means, and we'll explore basic data types and how we can convert between them. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, setting it to all so you don't miss out when new videos go live. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a like and drop a comment. That really helps motivate me. Since learning only theory isn't always the most effective, I aim to provide practical examples for everything we cover. Even the simplest concepts. So after explaining each topic, we'll jump straight into VS Code and practice together in a real coding environment. That way, you'll get hands-on experience because the best way to learn programming is through practice and real-world applications. With that in mind, let's continue the lesson and take things step by step, diving into these topics directly from my laptop. What is a variable? Variables are spaces for storing data values. But how can we define a variable in our code? In Python, there is no specific command to declare a variable. It's created as soon as you assign a value to it, like these codes. Then you can click on Run button and see the results in terminal. It prints 5 and Ehsan Bahrami Dev. How to name variables? There are a few rules for naming a variable. It must start with a letter or an underscore. It cannot start with a number. It can only contain letters, numbers, and underscores. Variable names are case sensitive. Using Python keywords like and, def, or class as variable names isn't allowed. Let's go over some examples of valid and invalid variable names. These are valid ones, and these are invalid ones. Assigning values to variables. Here are some tips on assigning values to variables. You can assign values to multiple variables in one line, like this one. And you can also assign the same value to multiple variables in a single line, like this one. Then you can run it by click on Run Python File button. You can see the results in terminal. Printing variable values. To display a variable's value, we usually use the print method. You can print a single variable like this, or multiple variables at once like this one. Then you can click on Run button and see the results. Understanding variable scope. Variables can only be used within the scope in which they are defined. For instance, a variable defined within a function can't be accessed outside of it. Like this code, you can see this error. Undefined name x. In this example, we'll get an error on the line where we try to print x outside the function since x was defined only within the function. Here's an example that works because x is defined outside the function in first line. You can click on Run button and see the results. Basic data types. Variables can store data of various types, each with unique properties. Python has built-in data types such as text type, like a string, numeric types, like int, float, complex, sequence types, like list, tuple, range, and so on. To check the data type of a variable, you can use type method. We run it, and you can see type of x variable, int. In Python, the data type is determined when a value is assigned to a variable, for example, this line of codes. Typecasting. You can also manually set the data type, which is often useful for changing the type of a variable, like these codes. Practice. Let's put into practice what we've learned in this video. Remember, simply watching tutorials or attending classes isn't enough to build expertise. One of the key things that many students overlook is practice. By practicing, you'll see how the things you learn apply, and more importantly, it will help reinforce the concepts so you can use them more easily in the future. Practice exercises. First, define a variable, store your name in it, and print it. Second one, in one line, store your first name and last name in two separate variables. Then, in your second line, print both variables. This should be a total of 2 lines of code. Third one, create a variable with the value 20 as a string. Print the value and type of the variable. Then change the type from a string to an integer, and again print the value and type. The answers to these exercises are available on our Telegram channel, link in the video description. After attempting the exercises yourself, you can check your answers there. Just make sure you try solving them on your own before looking at the solutions, as this is essential for effective learning. By the end of this video, you'll have learned what a variable is, how to define one, name it, assign a value to it, and retrieve its value. You'll also understand the concept of scope and see how we can convert between different basic data types. Thanks so much for sticking with me throughout this video. If you want to support me and help me create more content, be sure to subscribe, hit the bell, and set it to all so you don't miss out on future videos. Your likes and comments mean a lot to me, and I do my best to read and respond to them. See you in the next video. Take care, everyone.